Episode 695 of the WCB pod. The 700th episode is coming in very fast. We better figure out what we're doing. We got a pretty good idea. Will it be 7 hours long? We're not sure. Stay tuned. That might kill us, but we'll try our best. This podcast was a ton of fun. The Big Tine crew is in. A lot of good, fun conversation in here. If you're thinking about frost seeding, maybe perk the ears up and pay attention a little bit. A couple quick plugs. If you're going to be at the Archery trade show, which would be like it's going on right now, January 9th, the morning of this launch, we're going to be there today and a little bit tomorrow, and we're heading out and we're going to a Yellow Wolf show in Davenport. So we're in and out at the show, going to go see that Yellow Wolf show, and then the next appearance we'll make is the Whitetail Social Party with Blackgate Trail Cameras in Winchester, Ohio, January 25th. So come see us. Tickets are available in the episode description or go to Blackgate website. That's where you get them. Ton of gear giveaways, grizzly giveaways, dialed archery, black Ovis, mountain ops, Leupold stuff, Trophyline stuff, a bunch of stuff, WCB stuff, Blackgate Trail Cameras. Obviously, we're giving away everything. Cody Christian's playing. It's going to be a good time. Come hang out with us, please. January 25th, Winchester, Ohio. Get your tickets in the episode description. The podcast is presented by Grizzly Coolers. And Grizzly Coolers is going to keep us cold beverages in hand through the trade show season. First one kicking off in WTF, then Iowa, then Ohio, then Illinois, then Wisconsin. And we are giving away a Grizzly cooler at every one of those shows. A 45-quart cooler. Come see us to figure out how to do it. But if you just want to buy a cooler right now or some drinkware, go to Grizzly, code WCB, or if you're in the market for hunting blind, that's the place to be. In our opinion, best hunting blind on the market. And we're going to have some stuff to show you how we set up our blinds. And if you make that investment, how to take advantage of the investment and make one of those blinds mobile. We'll give you all the deets you need. Huntworth is a partner of the WCB podcast, and you can use code WCB15 at Huntworth Gear. If you're hunting into the brutal late season, obviously heat boost is what you're going to be considering here. 30% warmer, and it looks damn good, and it's affordable, especially for what you're getting. Old Barn Taxidermy is a partner of WCB, and probably always will be. We love those guys. Sam and Linda are the best, and everybody else involved in the business there, Colton and the whole crew. They're awesome. The Old Barn girls, obviously hard to hate them. Check out Old Barn Taxidermy in Fort Madison, Iowa. Trophyline for your saddle hunting needs, your mobile hunting needs. If you need a pack for mobile hunting, they got it rocking. Code WCB at Trophyline. Blackgate Trail Cams. See at the Blackgate Whitetail Social. Get yourself an R4G cam. Code WCB10. In our opinion, best trail cameras on the market. Most reliable in our experience. Black Ovis and Camo Fire. Camo Fire is something we've been promoting the Black Ovis side of things. They're like sister companies. But Camo Fire is one of those websites that has revolving deals. So if you're saving up for a hunt, you're buying for a birthday gift or whatever, you can do that. CamoFire.com. They have revolving deals right now. They have just different stuff. Outdoor collapsible cooking stove, $7 right now, 65% off. Clutch Outdoors emergency sleeping bag, $5, 67% off. Stuff like that on there. Men's clothing, packs, boots. Like right there, they have Solomon X Ultra 360s, 35% off. That's what I wore all hunting season, honestly. And they have their own brand of merino you can dive into. But CamoFire.com, it's a dangerous website to shop on. As Doug would say, delete your browser history. Novix Treestands is also a partner of WCB. Code WCB works there at novixoutdoors.com. The Hybrid, the Raider Series, the Hilo, the Echo, whatever your flavor is, they got it. I'm an Echo and Hilo guy, but that Hybrid is something to think about more and more the more I use it. So check out Novix. Made here, made in USA. They care about the quality of their product. They care about the consumer, and ethically ran business. Always appreciative of that. DeerCast is our choice in mapping for the whitetail world, weather predictive tools, deer movement predictive tools. There's a little social media aspect to it. Mapping is shining bright. In my opinion, from what I've seen of all the apps I've used, it's the most consistently updated app, especially if you're a food plot guy or trying to see, different clear cuts and what it's looking like. Most current map data is important, especially scouting an unknown area on a hanging hunt. DeerCast has got you covered on that. Leupold Optics is a partner. 10x42s is what we run. Leupold Performance Eyewear is always rocking for us, and obviously you have to have a Leupold rangefinder paired up with your binos. Don't have FOMO. Bring your bino harness. Get a good bino harness that fits your bino as well, and it makes for a much more enjoyable experience where you can see further. Aluma Trailers, an Iowa company, all aluminum welded construction, top of the top when it comes to quality trailers. You don't have to worry about rusting. Driving down gravel's no hassle. They've thought of everything. They really keep the sportsman in mind when designing and creating their trailers. And I know a lot of guys that work over there at Aluma, guys and gals, are hunters and outdoorsmen and made here in America. Big deal. No, they're not worried about any tariffs. Victory Archery, Dialed Archery, Rogue Ridge e-bikes, and Rack Hub are also partners of this show. And we appreciate all of them. And we appreciate all of you. And we really hope you enjoy this episode. We had a lot of fun. I rambled doing that solo intro, but we're looking forward to seeing you guys maybe at ATA, the Whitetail Social, or an upcoming trade show. Those Grizzly Cooler giveaways are going to be something to take advantage of. But if not, just come have a cold beer with us. We'll high five you and give you a hug. All right. Enjoy this one. We appreciate you.
I'm Chase Rolfson with Rubline Marketing.
This is Jeff Lindsay. This is Michael Pitt. Hey everybody, it's John Dudley from Knock On TV. Hey guys, this is Jared Scheffler from Whitetail Adrenaline.
Hi, I'm Taylor Drury from Drury Outdoors.
Hey, this is Nick Munt from Bone Collector.
Hey, this is Melissa Buckman.
Working Class Bow Hunter. Working Class Bow Hunter. Working Class Bow Hunter Podcast.
Working Class Bow Hunter Podcast. Working Class Bow Hunter.
Working Class Bow Hunter. Working Class Bow Hunter. You're listening to the Working Class Bow Hunter. That's right. This is a podcast for Billy Joe Lunchbucket, the working man, just like me and you. My name's Travis T-Bone Turner from the Bone Collector. Thank you for tuning in.
Nobody pushes the envelope like Working Class Bow Hunter.
It's really not that good.
Those people on that pod, those hosts are a little unhinged.
Working Class. Working Class. Working Class.
Episode 695 of the WCB pod. Middle-aged dudes with a pod. What's up? Welcome to the trend, everybody. Hey, Eric.
How's it going?
It's good. My name's Kurt, by the way, everybody. And you know who else is here? Doug. What's up, Doug?
We're different.
Hey,
He's back.
Than other podcasts.
Are we
back.
different?
We're new and innovating, changing the game. I'm Doug.
Hey, what's up with the facial hair, dude? You kind of got like a neck beard rocking, maybe a little chin scruff.
I'm trying to change it up.
Hey, listen, growing facial hair does not change your luck. Taking away facial hair and altering gives you luck for the year.
I'll alter
for
it
this year anyway.
later.
Eyebrows, bro. Dr. Phil. Anything.
We'll figure it out.
We'll talk at the end.
Yeah,
He's been saying we'll figure it out for 3 weeks
I have been
now.
saying that.
Yeah. You ain't figuring it out either. You ain't killing any deer. So fucking the stars are aligning, dude. Austin Chandler's in the house.
What's up, guys?
How are you, buddy?
Doing good, man.
Bucky Islandfeld is in here as well, sharing a mic with Austin.
Hey, how's it going?
We're sharing mics. It's a party pod. Scotty Sullivan's in here co-hosting with me on my mic, which is scary, but better than Steve.
How's it going?
We got Chris J is on the end of the table, maybe off camera, but he's like here for moral support and positive vibes.
We're just here to hand everybody beer.
I like that.
Perfect.
Oh,
Mr. Joseph Humphreys from Big Tine is the guest of the hour. Co-host.
Gentleman.
Guest of the hour. Co-guest of the hour. Good to see you, Joe.
Good to see you guys. It's been a long day. We drove a long way to get here.
A long way, but you're on
and
business.
we appreciate that.
We adjusted our recording day for you guys. And Daryl Cherry's in here as well.
What's
Daryl,
up, fellas?
good to see you, brother.
Good Christmas present. Way to round out the year with you guys.
I'm glad you guys are here in
yeah.
person. It worked out great.
Mary Chrysler.
For the record. First of all, I think this is something that should be noted with business and just longevity of industry and supporters and listeners of WCB. And I'm going to start by thanking listeners of WCB for supporting Big Time, because the support of Big Time through us using code WCB 2024, which will be 2025 and 2025, has been overwhelming to say the least.
Absolutely.
And it's been the most, one of the most, I don't know the word for it, but the most used, the most clearly supported brands of ours is the Big Time partnership. I'm not doing it justice by the adjectives of words I'm throwing out there, but you know what I'm saying. Like, our listeners showed up for Big Time in 2024 in a way that we didn't expect,
as they do every year. Like when we look at those numbers and when you guys use that code, like, that's not just for a discount. That's, we're showing the value of WCB.
Mm-hmm.
And the numbers that stack up as far as like overall sales of the year compared to with the working class. I mean, clearly we know where that's coming from. It's coming from you guys and the listener. It's astounding to us year over year. Every time we have our kind of end of year wrap up and be like, here's what you guys did for us. It proves how strong your following is. And, they value that discount. They value your opinion. We love the fact that you guys believe in the product. Your listeners believe in the product, and it shows year over year.
It's a true measurable that can be seen to show the powers to be that, the partnership's where it needs to be and it's working.
Yeah, it's honestly when we have our year-end meetings of like, and we're friends. That's the cool thing about this partnership. Yeah. It's not like, hey, Daryl, is everything good? Joe, are you happy? It's like we talk all the time.
Yeah.
Like we're friends.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's the best thing about it. And I feel like that's the majority of our partnerships. There's a few where like we're growing as friends, like in all honesty. But we've worked with you guys officially on paper since 2018. I think we were talking before this podcast because we were looking at like the history of the Big Time catalog and the evolution of it.
Yeah.
And 2018 is what I believe is the official, like, hey, we're doing it together. But we've been sent Big Time products since 2016, 17 through you and friends that like, so we've used it for that long, but we've been officially
together.
Yeah. Officially
dating.
It became official. Yeah.
Yeah. We're fuck bros.
We put a ring on it.
Facebook official. Facebook official.
We're ringing it. Okay. Yeah. We'll ring it.
Facebook official. Yes.
Yeah. We were actually talking about the first podcast we did with you guys a couple days ago, and it was at Austin's house.
Oh, that's right.
That was a classic.
Yeah. And that's right. Yeah. And Jake Powers was there.
Jake came over, and Brady and TJ were there.
That's right.
That was the first time we hung out. And
how crazy is that?
It's been a minute.
That one night cemented a lot of lifelong friendships, I think.
Oh, for
absolutely.
sure.
We had some fun that
night. That was the night it was just like, yep, this is going to work.
Yeah. Well, the photo of in your man cave, Austin, is like, it's like for us, it's not iconic to anybody else, but
it's very iconic for us.
For us, it's like, look at this photo.
Yeah.
It's sick. We'll post that because it's worth like going back. Like we still work with Jake. Like we've worked with Jake on several levels, from his involvement with Big Time and some of the stuff, and his wife with your guys' involvement in the catalog and the website and all the stuff. And then from Mountain Ops, and now Jake's with Grizzly, and Grizzly's now the title partner. And it's like, you guys have a great relationship with Grizzly and all those guys there too. And box blinds and water troughs go hand in hand with food plots and agriculture, and
it's meant to be.
And basically, what's the I'm missing a fancy word because I've had a couple whiskeys of Kill Bottle here. See, I'm speaking backwards in tongues. Architecture of food plots kind of involve Grizzly and the blinds and troughs and stuff like that, because when you're going to set up a permanent blind, you kind of design your plot around that blind stuff. So it's cool how it's all morphed into a giant family of connection here.
Yeah, the symmetry is all there, and I'm glad you said that, because we're actually working on something very, very big in 2025 as a collaboration between Big Tine and Grizzly to that point, and you guys are going to be involved in that as well. It's going to be real nice.
I love it. First of all, Yeah, we'll probably talk about that a lot. Q1, Q2 of 25 is probably when we'll get.
Yeah, we're going to get together at ATA and just circle all the wagons to get everything in line. Blake Garrett's another one that's going to be involved in that. Another one of our boys.
Valuable.
We're all in it together, and it's just really cool how it's all just come together because we all have the same symmetry.
Yeah,
and
big time. I'm excited.
There's an opportunity that's going to be really cool.
It's going to be cool to watch Blake and Jordan work together and watch Grizzly with the powerhouse that Grizzly has become. World domination, for the record. I don't know if they like that plug, but
it sounds good.
It does sound really good.
It's a little aggressive,
but it works.
But you know what? If they take over Europe, if Grizzly just invades Europe, I'd be cool with it. Cold beers for all. Germany drinks warm beers. Get the fuck out of here. What is
the
that?
hell?
Yeah, no wonder that shit.
Bullshit.
That failed. Sorry, the little side tangent I've been thinking about. But like Grizzly's gonna invade Europe. We know that. That's inevitable. But the box blinds and the big time food plots that can be designed around each other is gonna be.
They go together like lamb and tuna fish.
Peanut butter and jelly.
Well, I mean, full disclosure. When me and Jeremy started talking about this project we want to work on, that came from when you did your walkthrough video, when you were describing your borderline.
The Cribs food plot video.
The dick plot.
The cock plot.
The grizzly. And I mean, I'm like, hey, we could do something bigger with that.
Yeah.
Cock?
And yes, we're gonna work on it.
We're going to make it bigger.
The biggest cock you've ever seen. You know, I think it's cool, man. The opportunity's there to like mend it. For us, it's like the perfect storm, you know. But what I like about brands like you guys and Grizzly and other brands we work with, you're willing to like do new things and kind of out of the box things, especially like a lot of the stuff that has worked in the industry that is known as normal and popular has kind of gone sometimes unrelatable. Do you know what I mean? Kind of like.
Yeah.
I don't know how to like explain it any further, but there's just, you got to kind of like think outside the box and how can we get behind the brand and show people behind the brand and show what we're doing with products that we actually talk about and believe in. And it sounds super salesy right now and be talking about it, but we've killed so many deer collectively with our crew over big time. And all it is like taking a spot that we haven't had food and thinking about the structure of a plot, where we could put it and how we put it in, and then how we apply. It could be a Novix stand, a Trophyline saddle setup. It could be a Grizzly box blind, whatever it is, and kind of like blending that all together into like, what is the perfect storm to get you to be successful? And a lot of it revolves around what food are you putting on your property that changes how you hunt through the season, whether it's late October, when, you know, like what Mark Drury would call the green to green transfer. It could be late season, which is the most important thing, especially if you don't fill a tag. You bank on late season food for a lot. Well, most of it is late season food, really. That's where I think good late season food shines above everything, especially when you get all the dudes right now that are burnout, the pressure, the filled tags. Well, who's left? Who's in the game right now going into the late season? Guys who have great food.
Yep.
Bucky's raising his hand over there. Sorry about that. Phone's going off. What's cool is Bucky's way north of us and has planted
up north
big time. Way north.
Up north.
Well, like that's my pitch, but it's honest, right?
Yeah.
And eventually I want Bucky to kind of break down what he did because he's in a different area of us. Like Bucky's in an area where most of our listeners come from, which we have a lot of listeners in Wisconsin and Michigan and Minnesota that bitch about their situation and whatever it is, I don't know. But Bucky's up in the bitch area. Like you're where.
Wait a minute.
Well, hold on. Let me rephrase that.
Call me bitch.
You're not a bitch.
Call me a bitch one more time.
I'm out of here.
All right, that sounded really bad.
First I had one beer.
Hey, you're not a bitch. The area of complaint it comes from guys a lot from the north that are like, you don't understand northern whitetails. That's a complaint.
Oh, yeah.
I wouldn't say it's the most common complaint.
But it happens.
Everybody complains that where they're from is the hardest place to hunt. But Bucky's from the north, so he's got
North.
experience of big time in the north. So I don't know, man. Maybe I'm way off on all that assessment. I rambled and talked a lot just now.
I think you're spot on. I mean, to the bitching zone, I would also say Wisconsin.
Wrong word. I'm sorry. Okay.
I would say folks from Wisconsin are more judgmental on food plots, in my opinion, from working the shows and everything. Like not judgmental, but more
critical.
Critical, yes.
Yep.
Like it, and I don't know why. Like you guys are very proud of your food plots. There's a lot of other of our competitors and other companies that are based in Wisconsin, and like Wisconsin kind of owns that we are food plot mentality. You know what I mean? Like,
that's interesting. You see that? I think. Yeah. Do you feel that way, Bucky, being from Wisconsin?
I think that if there was a category at the county fair for food plots, yeah, there would definitely be a big.
You guys are on another level up
right?
There.
Because go Kurt.
Why? Well, is it because when it's cold, and late season matters more because you guys get the brutal cold?
Well, the tracts of land are so much smaller than they used to be. You have 40 acres and you try to put 2 food plots on it, and your neighbors doing that. So all right, so you have in a square mile. I'm not good at math, but that's a lot of food plots. But like I've tried other food plot seeds and I've been somewhat successful a little bit, but this year. And last year, I would say, is when I really switched over last year. And this year, I'm like, I've never had deer like that. Like, I get a picture of 11 or 12 does on the food plot at a time. The only thing I'm lacking is bucks, but that's not the food plot problem. You know what I mean? So
the deer are there.
Yeah, the deer are there, but they're on there all freaking day long. And that's at long range, like we talked about. Like, it works so good. Like, I can't believe it. But like the brassicas that I planted, and I hunt one area and another area is about 12 miles away. Never, ever had deer eat brassicas there. Never. I mean, they're perfect. They're the size of a softball. Never eat anything. Between a golf ball and a softball, for years ago, never had them touch it. Last year, I had big Tine and in spring, everything was gone. They were digging them out of the ground. The turkeys were in them in the spring, which is, kind of an added bonus.
For sure, yeah.
But I found sheds in it. I'm like, I can't believe it. The deer actually are eating the brassicas. And it was a long time I tried that. But like even in my, by my property where I live, it's lowland, it's shit. I mean, it's just black ground, it's swamp, And and I plant it and it's like, well, I hope it comes up. Well, I have a brassica that I took a picture of last year. It's growing on a rock. Like, it's not even on the freaking ground. It's growing on a rock. Like, all right, so how hard's that? If I can grow a turnip on a rock.
We're going to put that on the bag. Yeah. Grows on rocks.
Grows on rocks.
I mean, 100%. So it's not that complicated. But, yeah, it is it's a race to whoever has the greatest food plot in Wisconsin. I mean, and guys they're competitive about it, and you see the food plot companies that are, putting stuff in, and they're busy. Like,
going to the Wisconsin show. I mean, every aisle. I mean, it's a bloodbath for food plot, and
right.
It for us, as an outsider coming into Wisconsin, means a lot that we have folks coming up to us, and there's a lot of people who are state loyal. But where you based out of? Once we tell them Indiana, they want to go somewhere else, which is okay. That's fine. But the fact that we still have plenty of people coming to us, being like, yeah, we've heard about you, we've tried it, we've used it, that means a lot to us. And hearing your testimony when we were on the phone the other day, getting into the peas and tubers that we planted, I mean, and you're great at giving that full description of what they did and the long range and all that. That's what we're here for. We love hearing that feedback.
The bags, the peas and tubers, when you can see the deer on the food plot, they're selectively eating the peas down the stem. Like, you dirty bitches. Like, get out of there, because it's supposed to be a buck in there.
It's for the bucks.
Like, get out of there. But
there's a bunch of deer from the bitch ass state.
Scotty, I swear to God, I will come over there.
Scotty, do you hate Wisconsin?
No. I just like being.
What woman from Wisconsin broke your heart, dude? What's
her name?
You got something to vent? Real quick? Oh, Kaler did. Kaler's a good northern boy.
He broke your heart, huh? He's Iowa now.
Oh, Iowa now. Okay.
Yeah.
I love Bucky's take because it's a good thing we didn't meet Bucky when we started this podcast because Bucky would Steve never would have been a part of this.
Compare me to Steve?
No, I'm saying we would have fucking never had a Steve, and we would never had that frustration process through the years. And but you know, we probably got you in a lot more trouble.
No, maybe.
I guess I should have said I wish we would have met you before Steve. It would be the more accurate way to explain it. But things work in a beautiful thing. We do love Steve, right? Like Steve does listen, and we do love him. But son of a bitch.
Enough.
Yeah.
God damn it.
He never changes.
Yeah, but we love Bucky, and we're probably are we a bad influence on you, Bucky?
I don't think so.
Okay, good.
I'll
Good.
tell you in a couple days when I come out of here with a buck.
I don't think so.
Hey, see what I did?
That
was
stash
so-
does look good.
It was such a fast. I don't think so. That's good, but it's got to be a good feeling for Joe and Daryl because Bucky has no skin in this game with Big Time. Like so, just like you're an unbiased opinion.
I met Joe through you guys. We end up drinking. What was it? That orange.
Oh, the Jameson orange and cream soda.
So that I mean, obviously we met over whiskey. I mean, what else can go wrong, right? I mean,
Well, I almost drove into the river.
Well, you almost drove in the river. That would have been a problem.
We don't talk
It was pretty close.
Yeah, we don't talk about the river, but
like talking to Joe down at the Dell show. Okay, yeah, everybody else is in the aisle, but I talked to Joe and I'm like, yeah, I might try this. Swapped over. I grew up on a dairy farm. Okay, so I know how to plant corn, plant peas, and I never did clover like a frost seeding.
Mm-hmm.
I've never done that, and I've tried it with other seeds and never worked. And I'm like, what a waste of money. So, but
it does feel like a waste.
Yes,
I will say,
Yeah.
it does feel
it
wasteful.
works.
100%.
Yeah,
It
And
feels
then-
wrong.
But then I walk in my plot, and I was telling Joe like the other day, I'm like, hey, just so you know, like that clover, it looks. My dad would be super proud. Like, you're growing clover. Like, it's like 18 inches tall.
Yeah,
and it looks outstanding.
You could trust fall into it and provide cushion.
Every time I'm walking to that stand, I'm like, oh, look at that clover. Oh, it needs a buck. But
Yeah.
I mean,
Your
it looks
dad-
so nice.
Your dad be like, Bucky, you worked so hard to put this in. You're like, I just threw it on top of the ground.
I'm out there with the rotator. Yep, I did it.
Frost seeding's interesting because I did the same thing. The famous mud seeding video where Joe sent me. It was Austin's fucked up bag seeder, and
Hey, does it put seed on the ground?
it did. But then
Maybe a little bit more seed in some areas than others, but it puts seed on the
well,
ground.
it's funny because Joe sent me a new one, thinking it was.
I really got the shaft on that deal.
You get the shit. in this
Not
thing.
only did Kurt put more miles on my cedar, but he got a new one out of the deal.
I know.
Still talking junk about your cedar.
Like, I never have to call Austin to use his fucking shitty cedar ever again.
I think I'm still using it.
No, I think I did text him and say, dude, that cedar's a piece of shit. I'm going to send you a new one. He's like, okay. He never said he was using it.
Yeah, he forgot to mention that.
You just want a free cedar.
At that point, fuck Austin. I got the seed in the ground. So I made out of that deal. Sorry, Austin. You're a great friend. And so are you, Joe. But it did feel like, is this gonna take? Like, and I think that's something we should cover because we're in that frost seed window. Because
We're at least thinking about it at this point.
we should be thinking about, because I'm planning on frost seeding foundation clover a lot kind of this year, more than I had in previous years. And it does feel like where's this going as you're watching it empty out of your bag seeder or whatever you call
Well,
it.
it just feels weird too because most time you do it, there's still kind of snow on the ground. You're like,
it's cold.
what are we doing?
When you haven't done anything to prep your ground either.
Nothing.
So it just
Yeah.
You just
Can
walk
you
out there
guys
and
kind
spread
of
it.
break that down, like what it is and what it does and why it feels weird and the benefits of it? Maybe I know, Daryl, you might have some opinions.
Well, I mean, as far as why it feels weird, maybe because you're first of all, you're not even planning in a typical recommended window. As far as if
Right.
you know, if you're going to go out there and prepare your ground and that kind of stuff, it's going to be much later. But I think that people are having a lot of success. I mean, you think about the dry summers we've had across the Midwest in the last year. I think it's helped with the success of frost seeding and gotten more interest because guys are figuring out us a way to have it sitting there, and it's a hard seed, so it's not going to rot. It's not, turkeys really aren't the birds aren't getting, it's because the way the frost seeding's working, you got that thaw and frost, so it's ground's what they call heaving, so it's kind of opening up when it thaws, and then it kind of just sucks that clover down there. And a big reason for a lot of guys with failure with clover plots when they prep the ground is really the seed gets too deep.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really it works out to be a nice fail safe where the nature works it to the right level, and then that hard seed can just sit there. You just stay away and let Mother Nature do the rest of it. And then what I like about it, as soon as that soil temperature hits that needed area, which is probably in the 50s or so, and you got a plant that's ready to go. So anything that once it gets going, anything that between then and what would normally be your probably May planting window, it's that plant's getting there, able to get a head start and take advantage. So you're getting better root systems. So by the time that if these droughts continue and that kind of stuff, you've at least got a little bit more.
You're established.
Yes.
Yeah.
So will that beat, like, for me, like if I do that, will it beat grass in that growing, or it just like puts on the same playing field on that? So when you like mow it after when it's ready to be mowed, is it kind of like gives it that advantage? Is that
depends on what you have for vegetation when you start there too. I mean, I'm looking at plots that I'm going to frost seed now and seeing what I've got for vegetation in it. But
like what's been ate down?
Well,
what's
yeah, I mean, if
died
you're like, it works on great if you're going into an existing plot that they've just wiped out and you're down to the dirt. You wait for snow on that in February or March, frost seed it, and you're starting with bare dirt. You're gonna have a sheet of green as soon as it greens up. It's gonna be beautiful.
You're also not opening up your soil to bring up weed seed as much either, so that's a benefit.
because that clover seed gets down into that dirt.
It's going to get down in that 1/8 to 1/4 inch mark in there. So clover will germ on top of the ground pretty well too and establish.
Yeah.
But you're not. We get calls sometimes. We're like, hey, I work this field, or you read it even about other people's seed. I worked this ground. I've never had this weed before. It must have came in the back. No, you got down to a level and you brought these.
Yep.
Weed seeds that could have been sitting there for who knows how long. You've brought them up to the surface, but which is a benefit of no-till because you're not opening the ground.
Gotcha. Okay.
And you're not disturbing the soil biomes and all that. You're just keeping that soil locked in, and the seed gets down there too.
Right.
And then to grasses and weeds too. Like you said, you're most of the time you're frost seeding kind of into a mud, like your field was.
Yeah, you're mud seeding. Yeah.
And but
you mud.
One thing I like about it too, when you get into the warmer and your grasses start growing and all, I feel like you can benefit with your clovers established enough. You can go in there and spray, in early, spring, early to late spring, and then you can knock out that competition then when it's still not stressed. The plants aren't stressed out from drought and heat. That way, when you get into the summer and it's starting to heat up and it might be dry, you don't want to spray those plants. They're still new plants establishing, but you don't want to put any stress by putting chemicals and that kind of stuff on them, so you don't have to spray them when it's hot.
So let me touch this on. I know we've touched on this on other episodes, but what should people in that situation with the frost seed on clover? What do you recommend people spray in that time?
Well, nothing when they're establishing, but when you get to that spring, if one, you're going to look around at, and it's probably generally going to be grasses that are coming up.
Yep.
So we're more than likely we're going to say clethodim. I mean, we don't have any kind of branded herbicides under our name or anything to sell. So clethodim is probably the normal go-to, and it's relatively inexpensive. And
Post is another one you can use.
Post.
Yeah.
P-O-S-T.
P-O-A-S-T.
Which the active in that is sethoxidin, right?
I can't tell you. I
think
you're getting over my head there.
I think Post is just a brand name, just like Roundup would be. I think the active ingredient.
But don't spray Roundup on your clover.
Yeah, I don't roast.
Don't spray on nothing.
Two selective grass herbicides would be clethodim and sethoxidin.
I'm actually going to frost seed for a little different reason this year. So I'm going to come in and frost seed just to kind of control vegetation that I don't want to be in there. Right, I want some value for my deer in there in the springtime.
Into that late summer period. Yeah.
So I'm going to frost seed, and then I'm going to come in and drill grain into that later, and then when it's coming up, I have actually something for them to eat while my grain's coming up, and then you can spray it and roast it when you want to get rid of it.
Yeah.
But it works as kind of a weed control at the same time.
Which is a benefit of years ago, you didn't hear as much about frost seeding. Obviously, it's always been a thing, but it wasn't
in
as
a deer
talked
world.
about. Yeah. And so if somebody was starting a new clover plot, I mean, the go-to was like start it in the fall, and start it with grains. It's a good way to sow some wheat or oats or cereal rye or something like that out there, and then sow that, and you're going to get, because that it's a perennial, so it's a slow grower out from the start. That gets you some protection on those young plants, and you get some more food out there for the fall and winter. Then you come into the spring, your oats are going to may have winter killed out, if you got that. But if you got rye or wheat or something, you're going to have those, and they're going to bounce back. So I always liked it because I love clover for turkey, but the turkey spent a lot of time in the spring in those grasses too, I found.
Yeah.
But then to your point, you've already got those grains are going to rebound just like if they were a crop. So you've got that protection out there, going into the spring. Now you're talking about drilling into it afterwards, but you already have it if you've done it in the fall.
Mm-hmm.
And then, you can, a lot of guys will, they might terminate it at a certain point. Some guys are letting it just go ahead and head out, and they might mow it or something like, but it's providing a lot of weed protection naturally too.
Yeah.
Because the sun's not getting down.
It's kind of blocking them
Well,
out.
with the cost of chemicals, I mean, doesn't it make more sense to just leave some food out there for the deer and keep your weeds down naturally versus going in there with Roundup 3 times?
And I think that's what guys are doing.
Yeah.
Is frost eating generally as a whole, is it like, would you say it's kind of underrated, way not thought about? Like
overlooked or something?
Yeah, where would you scale it?
I don't personally feel like it's overrated.
It's underrated, I would say, right? Or no? Is it thought about more than deer hunters? Do deer hunters think about it as much as you think they should, or less than you think they should?
I don't feel like, I think it's becoming a norm for a lot of the reasons, various different reasons, but I don't feel like that it's underrated because it's really not a technical ag planting process. And I mean, there is some risk in it because you're throwing seed out there on unprepared ground and, letting it sit, and, you do have risk of wash and various things, but it's, guys are becoming, just like anything else, are becoming more educated of when to get it out and, how to do that kind of stuff and take care of it coming in spring and summer. So
let me ask you this, Daryl, real quick. I don't want to cut you off, but what do you think? Do you think there's a shift? Like if you think back, because I know you're knowledgeable and you've been in this game a little while here. From when you first started in the scene to right now, have you seen a shift in a frost seeding opinion?
Yeah.
What caused it, do you think?
I think just
is it education?
I think it's
through media?
education through me. I think it's talking on things like this, talking on social media. The platforms have grown for people to be able to, used to it was going to be, how are you going to reach these guys? You're standing in a booth probably at a trade show or a store event or something like that. And that was really the big only opportunity, to maybe in a magazine article or something like that. That was really the only way you could get that stuff out.
Get to everybody,
And now, you've got so many more platforms where, people can talk about it, and there's more people talking about it. I mean, food plots in general has just grown across the board, which is great, And so I think it's just
industry is good for business in every business,
And I think too, the success with the food plot too is people have seen success over it. Like the popularity of success over a food plot, more people are talking about it, which makes it grow too.
I want to continue on the frost seed thing. I really do. But on this topic, Joe, I'm curious because I've always attached you, Joe, personally, of making, and there's a lot of guys responsible. Daryl, obviously, you're one of them sitting right here. I always tell people this. Joe has made feeding deer cool. And you've done it you've done it in a way. Like, there's so many people that talk about feeding deer, and there's so many people that talk about feeding deer where I'm like, I don't give a fuck about what that dude's talking about because he can't pull my interest in. And I'm gonna do with a neck tattoo, and I want to listen to somebody that can like pull me in interest, and that's what's kind of drawn me to you, Joe. And that's why I always say, I've told you that plenty of times on phone calls, one-on-one with you, with no recording and no video, that you have somehow made feeding deer cool. And you've done it enough of time. It's like, what has changed in your opinion? I know that the media thing's an obvious thing. We talked about the frost seeding, but Joe, you've been in a minute from when you started to going into 2025. What's, besides media, what could you pin down as like the shift change of education or interest or whatever it is? I don't know.
I think when we started, 2015 was when I came on at Big Tine, and like my goal for everybody was just make it relatable to any hunter or any conservationist or any outdoorsman. Just relate to them like that. Like I'm your guy. I'm one of you. So let me bring it to you. Whether you have, I've said it 1,000 times, where you have 5 acres or 5,000. Let's speak to that person. Like we have something for you.
Yep.
Not talk over their head about a bunch of science bullshit. There is a lot of science that goes into it and nutrition that goes into it, but most people, like you said, don't care. They want to grow their deer, or they don't care about growing the deer. They just want to put it in front of them. Big Tine does all that for you, so let's talk to all those different attributes of it. And I mean, just, the education aspect of combining the education with entertainment, which is what you guys bring as well. We got a lot of great partners that hit all those echelons where you have the high-end guys with thousands and thousands of acres, and you have the weekend warriors, and we have levels there for everybody that show them that you can use our products in any way you can. And I don't think anybody else has really done that. They just kind of focus on, this is how you grow a deer, and there's more to it.
Okay, there's something you said there, and I think you kind of alluded to. I think this is super relatable to WCB listeners. And what I like about what you guys provide, like the Big Tine especially, but the duo between Joe and Daryl, you guys, yes, we'll ask you high-end questions, high-end from us, as high-end as you can get from WCB. You give us what the high-end answer is. But what you just said is, bottom line, if you're a dude that wants to just get food to help his hunt be better, you can give him the answers he needs. He can ask a question, you give him a simple answer, give him a solution. He gets it. He just knows he has to get it in the ground this way, and he can see results. And I think a lot of guys with a brand like a food plot company and all the stuff like the chemicals and the this and the pH and applications and the cost of tractors and how you need to do it and all this, I think to a lot of guys who just want to buy it and put it in the ground, it's so intimidating. And they talk to a lot of other food plot companies where they almost have this prestigious. Well,
they're talking over them.
They're talking over them. Exactly.
And it's hard. That's hard not to do, because you want to tell them the proper way, but at the same time,
the perfect way.
But you don't. I always try to think of it like you want to tell them that and educate them properly, but you don't want to take the fun out of it for them either, because you've overwhelmed them with a flood of information and it sounds impossible. Right.
And that's the thing that always intimidated me, because I was always told, hey, you need a tractor, you need to till it in, you need to do all this. And I'm like, well, first of all, I can't get a tractor in there. I don't have a tractor.
A lot of spots, guys cannot get tractors in there.
Right, and that's why I'm like, well, I'm not going to put a food plot in because I can't get a tractor in there. Like, there's no other way to do it besides with a tractor. So it's like, well, why should I'm not even going to think about it.
Yeah, fuck it. It's kind of like what you.
There's a lot of ways to get food on your property without breaking ground or that kind of stuff. Like I know this year we were over at your place, and I was, you're driving around all the trails, and that's an opportunity for food. You might not hunt your paths, but why not go in there and frost seed over it, and you're not going to get maybe this illustrious stand, but you're still putting food on the ground, and you just went through there and, you got a little money in the seed, but like that's still food. And to your point, that's another opportunity to be better and have more food than the guy on the next 40 acres.
Yeah, for sure.
And, again, it's not something you might be hanging a set over, but it's
going to bring them there.
And you've got what I like about paths too, and that kind of stuff. It gives something for the deer to walk. They've got a lot of linear edge, so they feel safe, and they're just
fringe animals, dude.
And they're going to walk that property, and they're just cruising. And they can eat and cruise, and that kind of stuff. I think that gets overlooked a lot too.
Yeah,
I agree. I obviously have this like biased love for you guys, like as individuals, and like what you guys represent for Big Tine. And to me, it frustrates me that a lot of guys in the scene, whether you're in the professional side of the industry or you're a consumer of it, whatever, that they don't just get to be able to like talk to dudes like you when they have questions. Like, and I know they can contact you guys through bigtime.com and do all that and hit us up, and we can connect them with you guys. But it's like, you guys make it just cool and simplistic. And so many people have this, like Eric, your mindset of like, well, I can't get a tractor in there, or I can't do this. And I think a lot of guys overlook, like, rent whatever you can from the local Ace Hardware.
Yep.
A rototiller, a weed eater. It could be, go buy a $300 steel weed eater that you'll have forever and get the attachment head where you can put the plastic replaceable blades and use that to just an hour at a time, cut out your plot, stop and drink 3 Busch Lights, listen to some tunes on the headphones, finish your plot.
I mean, it sucks, but it's doable.
Hey, get a good set of headphones, a steel weed eater with plastic blades, listen to Joe and Daryl on WCB, and have some Busch Lights in your pack on your farm and kind of enjoy your labor because, it could pay off. But
It's going to be rewarding.
It could be rewarding, whatever you want to do. But I just love your guys' attitude on it because it's so easy, and I can name a bunch of food plot companies by name, 3 in particular I'm thinking of right now, that kind of have this like prestigious. Here's the thing, dude, and I love the Juries, I love the Lakoskis, I love all those guys. They're amazing. But when you see their plots for guys like us, it seems unrealistic.
You're just like, no way.
It seems out of touch. Bottom line, even though I know it's not completely. When you see it and it's vast and deep and long and big and the box blinds and all this, I get it. We all want it. It seems unattainable to a point. And we've all attained it on our scale in a way.
Mm-hmm.
My cockpot's a great example that I've worked up to get my grizzly blind and my plot. And it's not huge. Scotty set that blind with me and the kids, and I'd like to hear your opinion. It's not like what I would consider a Jury or a Lakoski plot, but it's humbly perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's to me, it's just the right. I mean, it's how we are. We're not big time, hunters. We're, it's what the average Joe would probably plant if they had that amount of property. Like it's the shape of a dick, but. It's cool though. Like it's also our mentality as well, But like to me, that's like if I had a chunk of ground like that, that's a plot that I'd be like super proud of. And you've killed deer over it, and we've filmed deer over it.
Well, more importantly, the landowner has killed deer over it, and that's the main goal of why I put it there. But yeah, Scotty sat there with me with the kids, filmed me and the kids hunting there, which is fun. But, you guys saw that plot. All right, for the record, it's the shape of a dick because Austin was like, hey, if you shaped it this way, it would make the deer move past you.
Sometimes the shape of a dick is effective. They come out, chill in the balls, and then go to the shaft.
That's right.
That's the way it should be, right?
Bulby balls. They come out of the timber, hit the balls.
That's the way.
Situation.
That's the way Mother Nature works, I guess.
They designed it that way. Hey, listen. That's the way it is.
They're going to work
the sky blue.
They're going to work towards the linear edge, right?
Hey, deer about edges, right? And I created 2 long, hard edges.
Long and hard.
Hey, you know what? And they walked it. So I don't know where I'm going with that, but it's effective. But it does. Sometimes it seems out of touch.
Well, I'll say this.
Of what a plot can.
I don't say this to. It's just a terminology that Joe and I we spend a decent amount. And I'm not saying this because of the conversation we're having, but we actually spend a lot of time talking about. A lot of times we say that the bottom 80%, and what we mean by that, and we for lack of a better way to call it, we call it the Bubbas of the world. Mm-hmm. You could call it the working class guys.
That's just endearment.
It's most of us.
Of endearment.
Right.
Once I get the bottom 80 makes sense.
And they're doing the best with what they got. They don't, they're just getting by, and but they want, because they see, it's like anything else in life. They see the 10% up here or the other 20%. They want that, but they don't feel like it's on the table. It's intimidating, whatever the case may be. So we do spend a lot of time talking about those guys when we're thinking about new products. What can we do? Keeping the price down so that it's affordable, in making it as good as we can do it. But then also to where we can still sell it to where and have something, an option or multiple options where the guy without the equipment, he's willing to put in some elbow grease in and stuff and that kind of stuff. He's doing the best he can. Yeah. He wants to buy a bag of seed and still have a 6-pack to drink while he's doing it.
Relax, yeah.
And because that's what it should be. It should be fun.
Yeah, it doesn't need to be a project. It can be a project, but make it a fun project. Yeah. And my advice would be, from experience, is make your goals attainable to your scale because it's still working. You don't have to have, and even us in Illinois where I hunt, I don't have 100 deer hitting my plot because I don't have 100 deer to hit the plot.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, there's areas in Iowa and other states where they have a big giant plot, or it could be just cut corn. You go out there, you see 100 deer. Where I hunt, the density is not there. But I will tell you, over the 3 years where I had one of my fall plots on my personal farm, it's not uncommon for me the other day to have 5 bucks in the plot feeding late season. They might not be shooter bucks, but
they're in there.
Or see 3 does in the forefront of the Blackgate photo, and in the background you can see 5 more does all feeding and eating that buck brunch down to the dirt. And the plot's not big. It's what I can put in for the space I was provided.
It's a bottom 80 plot.
So I think take what you see and what you consider your idols, the bottom 80 plot. That's right. That's
Bottom 80
fucking
plot.
sick, actually. Bottom 80 plot blend is a great name for a future blend. Just saying.
Hashtag bottom 80.
Hey, write that down.
Hey, that'd be a good name for your test from last year.
I can't play it anymore. Thanks, Daryl. Thanks for reminding me.
Rub it in.
You did a good
Daryl.
job with that test, too.
That was a great test, yeah.
But I think if you see what you strive to have, if you can put it in on a scale that you can do it, it's worth doing rather than not doing. And then you'll learn from that and you can grow on that and kind of do it. You know, you can do what you can at what you can do. That's my advice. It's like you'll have more fulfillment out of your season, and it kind of gives you reasons to do more deer shit in the off season.
Keep your head in the game.
Keep your head in the game.
And it's rewarding when you go put work in and you grow something and you see deer out of it, and you kill deer out of it. You're holding. That's rewarding. And I mean, much like life, the thief of happiness can be envy. Don't worry about the dude that's got 40 deer in his, and he's killing a 180 every year. Do what you got.
That's
and
right.
Enjoy what you have.
Yeah. If you have 3 deer and 1 decent buck shows up and they're benefiting from your plot in the long term, it will pay off.
There's always somebody else that would love to have what you have.
That's right.
They love your cock. Plot.
Well, all right. Okay.
Wait a minute. Jesus.
Doug
I said
Schmidt has
plot.
entered the chat.
I said plot.
How you going to ruin that great motivational?
Coming in from left field.
Yeah.
Daryl's quoting scripture, and he loves your cat.
Yeah.
Quote unquote.
Left field.
Hey,
Quote, they'll love your cock. Unquote.
it's all about your cock.
Okay.
Thanks, Doug.
Doug?
But Kurt, something you said too a while ago, I think that, when most guys get over the intimidation of just getting started, much like yourself, think about how much you've progressed in the last 3 to 4 years in planning plots.
Big time.
You finally took the dive and you did it the best you could. It was goofy. We joke about it now, but now look what you've got. And I mean, I think that most guys do that. They're able to go out there and have a little success, figure out some things by trying, and then they build on it.
Yeah, well, I think that's what a lot of the time is
Yeah.
too. Is like people they don't want to try it because they think they're gonna fail at it.
Yeah.
But
It's scary.
It is scary. Like I'm putting all this seed in the ground, money, it's time, it's everything. And if it doesn't grow, you're like, well, fuck.
And then they look, I don't want them to look stupid to my buddies when I tell them a plot. Who cares?
Right.
I mean,
who cares? It's trial and error.
Well, it's a strange feeling. So, Scott, do you want to make a point quick that kind of applies to this, or do you have a side quest?
I was going to ask about shelf life.
Okay, let's get to that. Remember that.
Okay.
So, I do get that. All right. So let me just give you an honest. I'm not rich. Obviously, I'm a fucking podcaster for a living now. There's not all the money, but enough. I'm comfortable, right? So, I went out. I bought a case tractor and a tiller and a brush hog, and I bought it at 0% through Central Illinois Ag. They'll be thrilled to know. What's up, Tyler? Fuck you also, just to give a shit. But that's how the relationship is. Great fucking dude, and bought it through Central Illinois Ag. They're great people. But Case had like a 0% interest thing. And I say that only because that's how I was able to buy it. Mm-hmm. Straight up. It's low interest. I was able to purchase a 40-acre farm. And when I looked at my taxes, I'm like, I can buy a tractor, and I'm going to buy it at 0%. There's no interest on it. It was a 100th anniversary deal for Case. So I bought a 35-horse tractor, 4-foot tiller, 6-foot brush hog, which is a little bigger but the tractor runs it, so it's great. Anyway, so I have that investment, and I only have that tractor for deer, which is crazy. It shows how insane we can get, which is great. I love it. I recommend everybody do it if you can do it. When you're tilling the ground, you spray and you till the ground, you're putting in that time and you're putting that wear and tear on this brand new tractor you got, and you're like all proud and you're thinking about it and you're up on there and it's the first time doing it. The whole time you're like, this thing's going to fucking detonate and I'm going to be broke. And it's like, it's just real shit you think about when you're running it, you know, and you watch that clean black dirt turn over
and the smell of the clean dirt.
Yeah. And you Cultipack it with the Packer Max, which we have. It's a great product. It's just a portable Cultipacker, and then you seed and you Packer Max it again, and you watch that seed go down. You're like, this is a lost cause. That's how you feel. The first year you feel that way, and you gotta have chub. You know, you're feeling it.
Yeah.
And then when you come back and you see it starting, and you're like, oh, dude, this is cool. Like it could happen. This could be the plot that I hoped it would be.
That's where the trail cameras start to turn on because you're like, ooh, I just want to see the progress of the plot.
But it's kind of scary and a fun, exciting process. It's like losing your virginity for the first time. Yeah, you're excited. You want this, you know. You're going to tell all your buddies, look at this plot I got, you know.
It totally fails.
Yeah. It totally fails. Somebody's bleeding, you know. It's just like, what happened?
Whoa,
Hey, we've all been there. That's why you gave me the reaction.
What the hell?
I didn't mean for this to happen, but look how good it turned out. Everyone's happy in the end.
Jesus.
You know, 3 months later, we're doing it. You know, it's like, look at this plot. Why are you guys being so weird about it? I don't understand.
Well, I don't know. All of a sudden, we were playing food plots and someone's bleeding. I don't know what happened.
Oh, you ever worked on a tractor? You always bleed when you work on a tractor.
Something happens.
I don't really get why you guys were laughing.
It meant nothing.
Why'd you guys laugh? I don't.
Yeah.
Austin, you laughed quite a bit. What was it? Bucky, what was all the laughing about?
I was thinking about a joke that Austin told me on the way here. It was pretty funny.
Okay, Daryl, you laughed a little bit. Well, I don't get why you guys were laughing at me.
I was waiting for Doug to come in.
Oh,
Quote unquote.
Damn, Daryl with the heavy hitters.
I was gonna hop in there, but
left field Doug comes
Left
out.
field
say
Doug.
someone's crying. I was gonna add someone's crying.
Joe, I thought you laughed. I was talking about my first food plot. I don't get what was so funny about it.
I was thinking about my first food plot, and then, you know, it was a fail, but then, you know, time goes by, and next thing you know, you're doing 2 food plots at once, and you're like, yeah, I am the man. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. You're coming in the exit when you should have been on the entry. I got you.
That sounded way cooler.
That was good.
Joe's an MVP. So anyway, that's just honest. You do feel that way, and it's scary, but when you get the results, you're like, this is rad. This is cool. Scotty had a good point, but I wouldn't let him talk earlier.
So is there a shelf life to you guys' seed?
Yeah.
So
Just leave it at that. Yes.
So, me and a buddy, good friend of mine, went down and made a food plot behind his house, and he lives on the backside of a housing addition. And he just got into bow hunting this year, and I had a bunch of last stand. I don't have anywhere I can plant food plots. It's the like original logo.
Oh,
big time bags. And so
Oh.
I was like, I don't know if it will or not, but we'll do it. We cleared out 1.5 acres behind his house, planted it. There's a road. There's ag across the road from him.
You're just rolling the dice.
Yeah, we were like, I don't know. We'll try it. And
Seed's at least 5 years old.
Yeah.
Minimum.
So
for future reference, you can test the germ on that to see if it's going to germinate.
But his last stand, buck, brunch, and clover is all from old bags, old logo bags. Planted it all grew. It grew really well. Like, he went down, he drew back on a really nice buck behind his house. He killed the doe out of it. And, like, what I'm trying to say is, like, the shelf life, like, it still grows.
Yeah,
And it worked good. Like,
most of the stuff you're talking about are what we would consider hard seed.
Mhm.
And I mean, you know, you think about, and they do hold their germ. And like when we say that there's shelf life, I mean, there's a tag on there. So there's a legality point in there where, you know, we typically run with 2 tags and that's it. And we regerm it once, but that doesn't mean the seed's bad. Unfortunately, that's just kind of the process of selling it and whatnot. But with a hard seed like that, they'll tend to hold on, especially if they're stored properly, like in a cool, dry place. Or I love, you know, if you've got carryout seed and you drop it in a freezer, it'll really hold on.
Really?
But you think about, you know, always refer to, weed seeds when, we were talking about earlier, you can break the ground. That stuff's been sitting in the environment locked up for who knows how long. I mean, and it might mean that you just get or tilled it that an inch deeper this year and you brought up a whole other crop of weed seeds. I mean, the seeds, they can hold on. And a hard seed, if that was a pea, you probably would have lost you might not have gotten anything out of it because the softer seeds, so they're going to lose their germ. That's why, Austin probably speak better. I mean, a farmer's not going to want to carry over a lot of soybeans year to year.
No.
Because they're not going to,
And if you're ever in question on your seed, you can take like a wet napkin and put some of the seeds on it and then tuck it away for a couple days in a warm place. And you'll be able to count, if you put 20 seeds down, count how many sprouted. You'll be able to kind of get an idea on what your germ is. And then if it's worth your time, plant it. If not, go buy some new seed. But,
and something too like that, like in your situation, say if you had, I think, not buck brunch, but last stand, we say that, we recommend that to 1/3 of an acre. Well, if you were to do a germ and you said, which isn't hard to do. I mean, it's not something that's talked about much, with people, but you could literally do it on your kitchen windowsill. And you said, man, I put 20 seeds on here and 10 of them germ, so I've got a 50% germ. We'll just go
double your
rate, and you're back, or you can plant it. Old seed, you can just plant it a little bit heavier, and but at the end of the day, you could have thrown that in the trash. Oh, that's no good. But even if you put the one bag out there, 50% is better than zero.
Yeah,
sure. Because you threw it in the trash. Yeah. So I mean, I don't think I would ever tell somebody to throw their seed away.
Yeah.
You maybe bump up your seeding rate or something like that, or you can do a simple kitchen germ type deal. But
it grew and it was awesome.
I mean, that doesn't surprise me, and I'm not saying that even because it's big time seed. I'm just saying, that's just the nature of the seeds.
Kitchen germ.
Yeah.
It's a great question because I know there's a lot of dudes that had some extra or didn't get around to it or whatever, and it's sitting there and whatever. But the OG logo is like how long? 20.
I might need to buy
17?
one of those bags back just so I can put it on the shelf. At
17? 18?
Oh.
For food plot, that would have been. It's probably that. It was probably the skinny bag.
We honestly need to go back to the catalogs, and you can point out which
That's what
bag
we were looking at all the big time catalogs. Is you have like the library of them.
Skinny bags.
17 to 19 probably is when it was.
Yeah, because we started
That's
working.
impressive.
That is impressive.
Yeah, because I remember
it was stored well. Wasn't in the barn.
Dark, dry place.
Scotty had it in the back of his pickup this whole time.
Well, what's funny is
It just grew back there.
It was some of the giveaways from the first shoot we went to.
honestly,
or something.
probably it was shit. It was. What's funny, man, is I have pictures and video of my dad on the lease we had with those old school buck brunch bags of my dad cutting open those bags and seed them on the food plot, and which will go down as a memory for me because you never get to just. I never at this point get to get photos of my dad with what the new big time bags are. So like we did that on the lease and of my dad cutting open those original, and I could probably pull them up here on the computer of that memory of my old man cutting open those OG bag seeds when we started working together, and him dumping that into the bag seeder and spreading those on the plot. So like I get what you're saying, Scotty, because that's what my memory goes to is like. Especially when he passed away, you go through all the photos you had of recent. You realize you don't have as many photos as you wish you had. And some of those photos were big time seed spreading photos, So it's weird, but it's cool. It's cool to see your guys' evolution. Like you brought in all the catalogs since 2015 to present.
Yeah, man. It's changed a little bit.
It's so cool to me, man. Like, because it's not that much time.
It's not that long ago.
Not
if you
really.
think about it.
It really wasn't, and I mean the big bump was when Daryl came on. I mean we started that process before he came on, but I mean we were friends and worked together before that. But then once he came in, man, we went nuts, and that's when it really started getting exciting. Like we started the trend, and with the addition of Daryl coming on board, that's when it just got crazy with the food plots and everything, and
we were talking
every
about food,
every
food
year's
plot,
more and more exciting.
Food plots earlier, and I didn't say it then, but that's one thing that excites me because we had buck brunch originally, and then we went into the Last Stand, and they were kind of just part of the brand, but really it was it was just in the infancy stages of even the brand, really of skewed growth. And one thing that I take some pride in is that we're there's brands out there that are they've been around for a long time, so they're on the tip of people's tongue. And obviously we cut our teeth on feed to start with, and so we're really known for that, obviously. And but I feel like that we have made some good inroads because we haven't really been in the game of food plotting very long.
Yeah,
considering our competitors, really probably 4 years is really when we blew it up, maybe 5.
And what would you say roughly the competitor has had on you guys? 10 years? First 4? 15 years? First 4?
Biggest competitors? About 30 years.
30,
Jeez.
okay.
Probably more.
Because I'm 34, so I obviously don't have a gauge on that, right? Like I don't have a realistic gauge.
You take some of the older brands, and they've been out there, 25, 30 plus years. Yeah.
But all right, from my perspective, which is obviously a little biased from what I've experienced from me being younger, I feel like you guys have a heavy hand in the influence of food plotting now for 4 years into it. You're saying like you guys have made a significant impact on what is food plotting for the average Midwesterner's plot.
We hope, and that's.
Do you feel that way?
I always want more. You want to see it faster.
You have to always want more as a business.
And obviously, there's just like we were talking about food plots earlier. There's always going to be something somebody else that you're comparing to. So you're trying to chase and you're trying to
you need
chip away at them. Yeah, for sure.
But here's the thing. I understand the question I just asked is obviously your guys' perspective is different because you're in it and you're striving for something that we don't know or see from our perspective. But our perspective is you guys are killing it in the food plot game, and it's only vertical from here. Mm-hmm. But I'm curious, just like from your perspective, because feed, obviously, you guys own a big pocket of the feed game. You're proven in the feed game. But in the plot game, like your product is good. It's proven. We've all killed giant deer over the food plot or the big time food plot product. But it's like, you guys have to know that you take up some of that market share of influence here with what you're doing and what you're doing in podcasting and what you're doing with the shows you influence and the people that see your brand. You have to feel it. Or am I off on that?
I think it's a weird question for both of us because we're both
I understand
pretty
that's
humble
why I
guys.
it. Yeah.
But that being said, like you can definitely tell we've taken market share away from some of the OGs.
Right.
Like, or maybe not some, quite a bit.
Yeah.
But we do see it, but we're not going around pumping our chest going, look, we're taking over. Right. It's just not.
What I like.
It'd be weird if you did, for the record.
Yeah,
world downation.
I like quietly being able to see. I like quietly reading people, seeing people bring up our brand where it's not, we're on this podcast together, we're partners. So, you got people that are going to say, oh, well, they're just talking about big time because we're partners. But like what I get the most out of is when I go on wherever or I hear somebody tell a success story and it's just an average, customer. That's what I'm looking for. That's what I want to hear because that's where I can measure, I know because we're all friends and we talk the success you're having, but I get the most out of and see, and I gauge our success. We have numbers to gauge our success, obviously, but I gauge it from, okay, the people are talking about it.
Mm-hmm. Right.
That's what I'm looking for.
For sure.
So I'm just not, like Joe said, we put a lot of emphasis on trying to stay humble. And
right. I know I asked a question that could get awkward for you guys in your answer, and that's part of the reason why I asked it, because I think the answer there proves a lot to the consumer. But I want to say, like, we've put up numbers on deer in the time we started the podcast. And yes, it's true. A lot of our deer might be killed over cut corn, but you think there's not a big time plot on that farm? Do you think we're not killing those deer between big time clover and cut corn?
Well,
you know what I mean? It's like
I've been talking about this for a decade. Diversity is key. If you got a farm that you want to set up right, you're going to have 3 or 4 different food sources on it, and you're going to have cameras on all those food sources, and you're going to pay attention to what those deer are doing.
Almost every farm is going to have cut corn or cut beans on it,
within
regardless.
Within a 3-day period this year, I killed 1 buck on grain, 1 buck on green. I mean, you got to have diversity if you want the ultimate farm and the ultimate platter for your deer.
That's right.
And I think something too, in my opinion, when you sometimes the grading level is what people see on video, on TV. Well, it's not always, we'd love to see every single person that we work with kill their deer in, the footages of the deer, but that's almost not realistic hunting.
It's not.
Like you're going to try to intercept, if you're going to kill that mature buck, you're probably going to intercept him going to. Just like, you do that a lot. I mean, your deer this year, you didn't kill him in the plot, but he was going to the plot. And I believe he ran to the plot after you shot him.
Yep, died right on the edge of it. And I do have blinds that are set up right in the food. And, when you use a product like Borderline, you can get in and out. You can set your blind really close to the food and still get in and out. But that transition period for me is where that's the moneymaker for me. I got a spot where they all funnel through and I can get in and out of that. And that's... Well, they can stay on that food and be comfortable.
Well, bottom line, no matter what, if you're on big deer and you hunt mature deer, you kill them where they can be killed.
Yeah.
And sometimes they don't come out in the open like you see on TV in the big time plot. Yes, they're feeding there, but all right, you got to kill it. Our job is not to make it look so pretty on video. Our job is to get in there as hunters and kill them where they can be killed. So if I'm, for example, Scotty, you filmed me shoot a doe that came off the big time plot, and there's a lot of bucks in that plot. We weren't on the plot hunting; we were off the plot hunting. We were hunting them.
It's the to and from.
It's the to and from, and then same thing with our deer. I like this big deer right here that's sitting in front of me on the table. He died in cut corn, but I killed him in a transition between foundation clover, timber, and cut corn. And was he on both? Fuck yeah, he was. And. He just so happened. It would have been great to watch him feed in foundation clover and die in foundation clover. That'd be perfect, but that's not the way it went. And you know what? On a deer like that, I don't have time to fucking make him look perfect. To be killed in big time clover. And that's just the reality of it. And that's where I think that's just the reality. I think if I told it any other way, it'd be a lie. Right. But the thing is, I put it there. I was there, and you know what? He's fucking dead.
He's right there. He's on the table.
So, and that's what all these deer on the table are big time deer and have ate big time.
You gave him a point of interest to go to.
Yeah.
And, that's the nice thing about food plots too. A lot of people, I think, plant food plots and they're like, I got to hunt over it.
Yeah.
Like, this is it. I put
beat it to death.
The thing in, this is what's going to kill deer. Well, you do that, and then you never fucking see anything, and they're feeding at night or very early in the morning. Well, learning how to get in between those two areas, use it as a point of interest, and go in between both of them. That's how you get on deer as well. Like you can also kill them out of the food plot, but a lot of times it's just another waypoint for them to check it. If during the rut, checking for does. Staying on the fringes, well, now you hunt inside the timber 20, 30 yards from a food plot. Like, it's just another aspect in the game of trying to kill that deer.
You're applying indirect pressure, I think, is the key. Indirect pressure, but a lot of opinions on that. But it's
and your food plots they're going to help you hold deer.
Yes.
Keeping. One of the goals is food 365, so you never give that deer a reason to leave your farm.
Yeah. Yep. You're trying to increase carrying capacity. You're trying to hold as many animals on that acreage as you can.
Yep.
And whether it's managing your timber, putting in food plots, creating bedding, like we're doing this all for one reason.
Keep them there.
Yeah, that's true. Like Scotty brings up some good points. Like I've killed that doe off that plot. They were in the plot, came down the path. That plot is, I think, the closest they can be eating big time to me in the stand is 56 yards by design. But I also have like a path of foundation clover that I'm going to frost seed and establish even heavier, and really looking forward to it. The only exception would be like my other plot, that the cock plot with the grizzly right on it, where I have borderline that kind of makes that tunnel. That's right on the plot. The landowner killed some deer, sold some great bucks. He's coming back. Time of recording, he'll be back in a few days, and he's going to hunt for a week and hunt on that plot. And I hope he kills one of the good deer that's been hitting that plot. And I'm tagged out, so I'm like, this is thank you for letting me hunt. I'm trying to get you a buck. Let's do this. And first thing he says is like, dude, that is slick.
Sexy.
And I'm like, and I didn't expect that reaction. It's not why I did it. I just did it because I like it.
To help the deer.
But when he rolls in, he's like, whoa, brother, that looks nice. I'm like, oh, well, you think so? You know?
Me?
You know, I'm fishing for compliments. Also, I'm like, tell me more. What do you like about it? You know?
That was so great about
I'm
it.
getting all red and blush. I'm like, you like that? You know? And he's like, yeah, it was nice. I saw so many. And I'm like, for me, that pays for my permission.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, he don't have to fuck with any of it. And you guys saw that plot.
He's happy.
You know what I'm talking about? And yeah, it gives me that like small scale Mark Jury style. Look at this, you know? But I don't know. You know what I mean?
That was one of the big things, even for me this year. I threw out, I frost seeded a bunch of foundation clover over the last couple of years, and just started really just a micro plot on the edge of timber, on going right in between timber and big ag. And the farmer complimented like, oh yeah, well, here you can try to throw it in this. And there was already some grass and stuff in there. Well, that farmer came through and mowed it one time, and that was enough for that clover to take off enough to kind of start to choke that grass out. And I went out with my trimmer, knocked down the grass again and everything, and he complimented multiple times like, man, that clover looks so good over there. Because even this year, last year looked really, really good. This year we were so dry it didn't look near as good. But he still commented on it multiple times like, I can't believe that's growing so good, and it looks so good. Just a small little plot to a point that it's a area that the deer are going to come to. My son killed a doe over it this year, and then he's commented on it multiple times where I'm like, okay, well now it opens up. Well, now I've got an option. We put it over here.
He's proud of the way it looks.
He's proud, and he came in and mowed it multiple times for me. He's like, I just like the way it looks. And he's like, well, can we put it here? Can we put it here? And so now I've got more and more options to increase the food on that property just from throwing out just a little micro plot and just, a small, investment in an area. Just, hey, can I throw this out? Yeah,
that's an interesting
you can try.
take.
Yeah, you can try it, and because he didn't want me doing anything on the property, which is fine. It's a permission piece, and I'm low impact, whatever I can do on it. And I threw out there, hey, can I throw $60 out of here and just to see what it looks like? Hey, I really like the way that looks. And whenever he came through and planted next to it, and he came out and mowed it a few times, his dad really liked the way it looked.
He loved it.
And I mean, I like it because there's turkeys that are hitting it, there's deer that are hitting it. I get to see what's in there from the year that is hitting, especially early season and stuff, and I got the benefit of it because my son got to kill a deer off of it, so it's completely worth the money.
That's a great point. It's like if you put in just a little extra effort to make it look clean to impress the landowner, it's like, wow, I like the way that looks is a key thing. And that's what happened with me with the cock plot. The landowner and his son, which they're landowners together on that piece. They're partners, but they're father's son. It's like, man, I love the way he set that up. The deer got to walk by. Like Austin said, you make this shit. Austin didn't say this, but I'm going to make him say this. If you made it look like a big, fat, veiny, triumphant bastard, the deer would probably walk by the blind a little more. And I said,
they're going right to the tip.
I was like, Austin, it's a little weird you reference a dick in the shape of this plot, but I'm going to do it.
But it sounds right.
It sounds right, I think. But they were impressed. And like the fact that they were impressed, it was like, you can keep doing this. And please, because when we come back, we get an enjoyable experience when we hunt. So,
well, and then kind of piggyback off what Chris was saying, like if
it sounds like we're kissing so much ass,
right? Like if
we're not, though, honestly.
Start a small plot now, and every year make it 5 foot bigger.
Yeah.
If you don't have the tractor, you don't have the shit to do it.
But don't tell anybody. Just make it 5 foot bigger.
Just 5 foot bigger. Yeah.
If you can take a situation,
that's what my buddy Eric did this year. Was do the same thing. Started a plot. Now we're gonna frost seed it. Coming this next year, and then going into the spring, summer, clear some trees out, make it a little bit better every time.
Yeah, just improve it a little bit every year.
Yep.
To like what Chris was saying, I mean, if you go out there and you can impress the landowner or the farmer or whatever, one, I think it shows that you're caring about the land, and then two, if you impress him like that, then as you walk around the plant, and the farmer's bringing up, maybe you can put a little bit over here. look for little nooks and crannies in his field that might be difficult. That one, there's a heavy deer pressure, so there's always a lot of browse in that corner, or it's
8
hard
down low and all that. Yeah,
and it's hard for him to get his tractor in there, but he still plants it. But when he goes in there to combine it, it's you can start. I think you can start having conversations if you get to that point. The farmer, like, hey man, no, it's harder. You get a lot of browse down. How about we take that little. I mean, it might be 1/8 of an acre in the corner of the field, but that might be all you need.
Yep.
And he might yeah, gets hassle off of me, squares off my field a little bit, makes it. I think, looking for, being conscious of that stuff, and, you can take advantage. And next thing you know, you've got however many micro plots that are kill plots and, in your corners of your fields and that kind of stuff. I think you've got to be, we talk about strategy sometimes about laying out your field. Things like, and that's a strategy. I mean, and you're making that guy happy, and you're showing that you're trying to help him.
Yeah, you care for the ground the same way he would.
That's right.
Yeah, and it looks great.
Yeah, it looks really good.
You just made something pop in my head.
Hold on, Scotty, you got to tell me.
Sorry. There's one farm that I hunt that is always that you got to enter another farmer's field to get to this field, and what you just said just made a bubble pop in my head. I'm going to do that this year.
Scotty's going to go try and suck him off.
No, I have permission already. I
thought you thought something gay. You put off a real gay vibe. I thought
you've already sucked him off. We get it. We get it.
God, good dickhead. I'm not gay. No,
I just thought of something that's really going to cut this deal down. I'm going to get in there.
Hey, bud.
Remember me?
Yeah, remember me? I got a really good idea. I'll help you out with the field.
Sorry, Scott.
But isn't it daunting to be like when you're starting out and you never did a food plot before, and you're like, oh my God, I'm gonna spend $20 on a bag of seed. Like, this isn't gonna work. And you know what? Hats off to a lot of guys that people that I measure stuff for. Like, yeah, all I have is a weed eater and a garden rake, and you know what? Every bag that you try to do something that you're trying to do something is holding, like you said, Daryl, like you're holding those deer there, just like it might be 30 seconds long enough to pull off the shot and smoke them in the liver.
The point is they're there.
Yes. Yeah. And like when I go to Fleet Farm up by us, it's Fleet Farm, right? So I need lock nuts, and I need some oil and maybe some antifreeze and some window wash. And I'm gonna go through
the shitty vehicle, dude.
and I'm gonna go through the sporting goods sections because that's what I do.
Yeah, of course.
I always go down the food plot seed aisle, and it's giant.
Yeah,
like
we don't have Fleet Farm here, but I'm familiar with it.
I walk down, and I'm like, look at all this shit.
Yeah,
and this poor young guy standing there, like, oh my God, what do I do?
Yeah.
And I had a guy. It was about a year ago or so. And I'm walking on, he's standing there, and I'm looking at some stuff, and I go, "What are you buying today?" Because I love bullshit.
Because you're from Wisconsin,
yeah, that's what we do. Right.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Like, hey, you want a piece of?
You been to the supper club lately, bud?
You're gonna put your bag.
Try these
I'm
cheese
trying
curds.
to feel your bag, bud.
What's in the bag?
Try these cheese curds. I just picked up these cheese curds. Try them.
Let me make you an old fashioned there. Are you gonna buy some big time, bud?
I got some to go.
Need a
We're just
drink?
bitches. So he's like, I don't know what to do. I'm like, well, this is my food plot. And I'm showing my pictures. And he's like, well, I killed this buck a couple years ago. I ended up measuring a deer for the guy. But he's like, I don't know what to, well, I'm just trolling him. But he's like, I don't know what to buy. And I'm like, go to Cabela's and go to Tractor Supply. They're going to have big Tine. Go there, pick it up there.
Yeah.
This is what I use.
But as of January 2025, all our food plot will be in Fleet Farm.
Yeah.
Awesome segue, Bucky.
What button is it on?
That'll work. There you go. Yeah.
And I didn't even know that. Working into that, I didn't even know.
That was perfect.
Just totally blinded.
By the way, Bucky is the fucking MVP. And here's the thing. Nobody pays Bucky, but we all should. Because I'll tell you this. Bucky is, listen, we've known you a few years, Bucky, maybe a little longer. and I don't know what year our friendship kicked off. 4 years ish, you know. Bucky, if Bucky believes in something you're doing, he's about it. And if he doesn't, you're not. It's not that you hate on it, you just don't bring it up. That's all. And Bucky's been one of our best friends at WCB since
we met him.
Yeah, at the Wisconsin show, pretty much, you know. Well, that was, right?
Yeah, I brought a cooler of beer.
Yeah, I remember that.
Love that.
That's why we like you.
But it's but the hospitality has just been unmatched from Bucky. You can ask Jordan and I when we went to Bucky's house and drank 3.5 gallons of old fashioned, I think it was. But that's true. Like you don't get one over on Bucky if he doesn't do it. He doesn't do it. It's just what it is. But so Fleet Farm in 2025 from Big Time. That's a big announcement, right?
Awesome. Yeah, I wasn't even planning on saying anything, but good job, Bucky.
Yes, thank goodness.
Because Fleet Farm's huge in the north.
Fleet Farm's
up in the north.
huge.
In the north.
We do great with them on the feed and mineral already, but it was honestly, I mean, to your point, the sporting goods section is gigantic, and there was essentially a waiting list to get in on the food plot. They're like, we really don't have any reason to bring anybody else in, but then popularity kept on growing with Big Time. All right, let's give you a shot, and they put 4 SKUs in.
You usually see it in Fleet Farm. It's earned its way. I mean, that's just how they operate.
It's proven,
and they've made you some way prove your brand.
Yep. You have
they
to
don't
get
just
their
say
attention.
here, dump it all in here. And I think that I take some pride in that because I mean I feel like if you get a SKU or multiple SKUs into Fleet Farm, you've put in your time and you've done it, and they're all right, here's your shot, I think in my history with them that when you get in there, they give you the fair shot. They're loyal to the people. If they've, you've gone through their process and you earned your spot, then they show you loyalty back. And
that's refreshing to hear because I feel like it's weird to say that that's uncommon, but it makes the most business sense.
Well, that's my opinion of my years of observation of calling on them and watching them and that kind of stuff. And I think that's, I guess it's a testament to them too, that.
It proves that they're good business.
Mm-hmm.
That's exciting. Good unknowing plug.
Great job, Bucky.
That's what I do.
Did Joe throw you some money before this episode to kind of throw that plug in?
Make sure you bring this up.
You fucking with us?
Yeah.
No.
There was $7 involved, but Austin took it.
I took it all.
God damn it.
He took the pot.
I knew it.
He's putting it towards a new spreader.
Yeah. You're halfway there.
1/16 of the way there.
Yeah, Joe kills a giant deer and Bucky measures it, and we all throw bets on it. And we all lost to Austin. What a son of a bitch.
Yeah. I sold him $1.
Yeah, there's some big bucks on the table right now. I'm sure if people have been watching this the full hour and 20 minutes, they're like, "What the hell's going on with all these deer?" But
nothing.
A lot of big deer on the table, man. But hey, real results, brother.
It's speaking for itself on this table for sure.
It does, and I think I think people know our platform. I mean, we're not bullshitting. You know what I mean? Like these deer are actually dead.
Yeah,
they are.
No way.
Holy shit!
I don't think they're getting up and going anywhere without a brain. Like here they are. It's honest. It's as honest as it gets. Hard to kill them without killing them.
I really like the fact we still have an open spot for Doug's deer. When that
all right. Well, here we are.
A hopeful or like a shot at?
Was that a jab?
Was that a jab?
No,
or
like it's gonna happen.
Okay.
Okay. Well, let's get into it.
Because you kind of felt like a jab when the way you said it, and then stared at me.
Doug, listen. I think are you feeling a little vulnerable?
I'm fine.
Have I or have I not been calling you, giving you positive energy?
You have.
Doug, everybody at this table wants to see you succeed.
Doug, listen.
But you have to commit to the facial hair move.
Thank you, Austin. Here's the thing.
You have to do it.
Doug, listen.
You got to remove some hairs.
Remove some hair.
Don't grow it. Get rid of it.
Hold on, guys. Can we just
Jesus, Austin?
Can I have the floor?
Guns out.
I want to see you kill something, Doug. Come on.
Can I have the floor for a minute?
Yes.
No.
Listen, guys. Here's something we got to do. We got to talk.
Hold him down.
Doug, we got to talk to you, buddy. It's time. Okay.
Is this an intervention?
It's an intervention.
Okay.
Thanks for catching on.
Do you know about this?
No.
Oh.
Doug, listen. We've been talking collectively as a crew. And I just want to be clear. We're not downing you, right? We know you can do this.
Mm-hmm.
But here's the thing. we've talked to you several times about this facial hair thing and this change thing for over a month now. And I think the results are pretty well proven between me, Eric, Lee.
Eric didn't shave.
Austin. Forget Eric.
It's not about Eric.
I'm just saying he didn't shave.
It's about you now, Doug.
Back me up, Eric. You shaved your nuts.
I did do that.
Okay.
He's the exception, not the rule.
He shaved where you can't see.
What if we get a
I
Brazilian
removed
wax?
hair.
Will that work?
Shut up.
That's a stupid idea. I'm taking that back.
Daddy's talking. Austin shaved. Look at Bucky's mustache over there is looking good, and he's got some hunting ahead of him. He made the appropriate changes.
Once Bucky kills,
listen, hold on. No,
That
you're
will-
not
that
hearing.
will- that will get
Listen,
things
hold on.
moving.
Listen, no.
We're going back.
How? Listen. What do I gotta do to get things moving?
that is nice.
Doug, listen. Grab that G2. Grab that. Put your hand around that G2 and the split here. No, on this one. This one right here. This one closer to me.
Oh.
Grab onto that here and just
Close your eyes. Close your eyes.
Harness this injury. Let me talk to you.
Take it all in.
Let me talk to you.
Are you guys connected?
Yes, I'm gonna say a little, not a prayer, but more of a
Motivational.
a shaman type esque
close your eyes.
scripture of some kind. I don't know what this means. I don't really know what I'm about to get into, but thank you. Can you do that?
What the hell is that?
Doug, listen. Here, can everybody just grab onto a part of a rack, please? Everybody just on the table. Just
And everyone close their eyes.
grab some antler. You don't have to close your eyes. We can all make eye contact. That'd actually be better. Skull plate. That works, Scotty. Listen, Doug.
Skull plate.
We believe. Got it. All right, shh. Quiet on set, please. Doug, listen. We believe in your ability. I'm gonna make eye contact with you the whole time. We believe in your ability. We know you can do this. You've done this years past. Actually, every year in years past. So this year is no different. You got to harness the energy of the deer, the antler. Feel the bone within your grip. I was gonna get deep, but I didn't.
I can feel it.
Kirk, keep going. You can feel it. Keep
Feel
going.
the bone around your grip. Around.
Keep going.
I gotta turn directions here. Doug,
It's hard.
Channel the energy in the facial hair change. I know mustache is your personality and your only personality, the only thing you're known for, and your value and worth as a human being is all channeled.
Hey, what the hell? Wait a minute.
Within this, shut up, Doug. Within this mustache. But listen, please. Let's give Doug the strength and the hope he needs within to rock the Dr. Phil and the Charlie Chaplin and anything else besides a mustache, to give him the luck he deserves and needs to finish out his season for 2024 into 2025 with the biggest buck possible. Thank you, baby Jesus. Amen. Okay.
He was amazing.
He had a beard.
How great was that, right? Like,
I felt something.
did you?
Doesn't mean you have to shave.
So what's going to happen?
That would have been a hat. No.
What are you willing to do?
To get a big buck.
Doug, listen, we've talked about this. It's time. Bucky,
I'll
tell
bait.
him.
Excuse me?
I'll bait.
Did someone say that?
Shaving this.
Joe.
Shaving this is weird because my kids call me the Lorax, which is fun, but my kids are jerks. But I can make a prediction, can I?
Yeah, I feel it.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. Let's do it.
I
Let's
love
hear it.
that.
Let's hear it.
Turn the tables.
Oh, okay.
When's ATA?
The 9th and 10th.
Are you going?
Yeah, we're going the 9th and 10th. Yep.
Season in Iowa closes the 10th.
It's going to be a buzzer right before ATA.
Oh.
I'm going to need the weekend a little earlier than that for work.
Sorry, it's not. What do you mean you don't have?
I have a full-time job.
He just said before ATA.
Well, quit.
Wait, our bad. Big Time doesn't pay us enough for to hire Doug.
Big Time won't hire me either.
Doug, your vacation restarts in January.
No,
Surely.
not for me.
Okay, the weekend before.
Okay.
He just said
I like that.
before ATA.
Buzzer. He said buzzer beater. It's,
Yeah.
It's what your buzzer is.
It's whatever the buzzer is, but right before that, it's going to be it's tingling a little.
Oh, I can see it.
I think I saw a twitch.
I saw it twitch.
It's shimmering.
It's gray.
What the fuck was that?
Oh,
You all right?
his eye. Bucky's never seen you. Grab him. Don't let him hit the ground.
Grab his tongue. Don't go swallow it.
We're losing him. We're losing him. Oh my God, this is it.
He's having the big one, people.
Jordan, zoom on
Doug, you killed Bucky.
Jordan, zoom in on it. Give him another butterscotch. We need reviews.
Put a butterscotch in.
Give him a butterscotch.
He's foaming. Yeah. Give him a butterscotch stat.
It'll revive his ass.
Yeah, hurry up. Old fashioned. He needs a cheese curds. Anybody have cheese curds?
We need cheese curds. We fucking need cheese curds.
Bring that bag in here.
The bag.
Get the bag.
The bag, baby.
Get the bag.
Get the bag. Come on.
All right, Doug. Buzzer beater. Are we doing a buzzer beater?
I would like a little earlier than that, but
Doug,
I will take a buzzer beater.
Hold on. Listen. All right, here's the thing.
Wait. How big?
It don't matter. Don't call it.
All right.
It's what you would shoot at this point, brother. We're past how big. We're what you're going to
So
shoot.
200 inches.
How
Hell
big?
yeah.
Okay. I hope so.
Hey,
I hope.
Say when.
Hey, I hope it's 205. Here. Here's what I'm saying, right? That's a prediction if you don't change your facial hair. Fair?
God.
I got one for you, brother. Your boy, I'm talking to you. Me, it's Kurt.
Yeah.
You know me.
Yeah, I do.
I've always been here for you.
Uh-huh.
Whenever I haven't,
Never. Always.
I'm always here for you.
Yeah.
Here's what you got to do, brother. Billy Mays, Just for Men, black. Diet. Do it. The people respect it.
This is a fair compromise, no?
Hey, just say you like really thin pancakes.
That or glow in the dark.
Go ahead and break it, Pippi Lippy.
Black.
These colors don't run.
Give me dark brown.
Okay.
Can I get a dark brown? All in favor, say yayo.
Black.
Yayo.
Yeah.
Black.
Black.
What?
Once you go
What's wrong with dark brown?
That'll affect his ATA look if he goes black.
He used to do it before.
Yeah,
and then he's
ATA
gotta
with
bring
a
it back.
giant buck in the truck. What's up?
It'd be like a peppery red.
Ooh, speckled red.
No, it'd be black.
Rich mahogany.
I've done it before. It'll be black for a while.
Dark brown. Give us a dark brown.
I can do dark brown.
That's worth. It's worth the deal.
What
Just
if I?
Ned
What
Flanders
if I
it.
just go silver?
Oh, that'd be sick. Bucky style.
Get a Bucky.
Yeah, it'd be Bucky.
Hey, there's only one Bucky.
Yeah.
Hey,
Dude,
dude. Hey,
that's a good accent.
what the fuck? You are dating a Wisconsin chick.
That is true.
I'm surprised she hasn't rubbed off on you.
Closures around here.
Yeah, how's that not rubbed off on you?
What?
The accent.
Nah. Too American.
Wisconsin's pretty
Yeah,
American.
that's true.
It's actually
Probably
more American than a lot of other places.
Doesn't make any sense, Doug. You fucking idiot.
All right, Doug. Listen, are we just for men dark brown? Can we agree on that? Can we agree on a just for men dark brown, not black, dark brown? Doug, give the people what they want. They want to see you kill a deer, and you're over here pussyfooting around. We've been doing this for fucking weeks, and we're sick of it, Doug. Are you going to commit or are you not? What do you want to kill a deer or do you not want to kill a deer? I don't really get what this
do it.
All right. Shake.
Oh, do it. God damn it.
Shake everybody's hand in here. You're doing
Oh,
it.
Jesus.
He's in. Okay. That's what I needed. All right. Okay. Shake Eric's hand at least. He's close enough. You can shake his hand. That's what really matters. That one right there. Okay.
I
You
take
did
it.
funny business.
That was a little weird, but
Yeah.
It's what we do, okay?
all right.
Leave us alone.
Hey, listen. Doug's going to pull it off. That's all we needed. Doug's pulling it off. We needed a pep talk. We need to break down.
I do have an ace in the hole if I need it.
Well, I don't know what that means.
Whoa.
Hey, wait a minute.
What does that mean? Can we?
I just might cross the river.
Does it rhyme? Does it rhyme with wigger?
Well, let's not drop racial slurs.
Left field Doug just relinquished his title.
Yeah, Doug's a racist.
No.
All right.
What was
Hey,
that?
dude, if you hate
Ross.
Joe, what's going?
I
Would you do this?
don't know where that came from.
That was random.
Hey, the people brought it up. The internet's been chatting.
What's your ace in the hole, Doug?
Huh?
What's your ace in the hole, Doug?
I don't know what.
What's happening, brother?
What's your ace in the hole?
You tell
What's your ace
us.
in the hole?
Oh,
You look at How many days do you have left, Doug?
Just maybe a little Lord's gonna bless me, maybe a little bit.
I could have blessed you.
Well, maybe you would. Someone will. Hopefully.
Hey.
Can you bless me? Will you suck it? Have you seen that video? Can you bless me money wise? Have you seen that video?
No,
that lady is like, goes up to this dude, they're filming her. Can you bless me money wise, please? And the dude goes, can you suck it? And she goes, what? All right, I'm the only one who got the joke. But,
Nice. You're the only one that's seen that in this whole room.
But, bullshit. But can you serious? I mean, for real? Would
No.
you? Okay, just asking for Bucky and Austin's sake. All right,
No.
stalemate, huh? I don't know if it's worth it. Call him off.
I don't know what the fuck's going on right now.
I don't think anyone knows what's going on right now.
There's a lot of stuff
Hey,
going on.
it's up to you, brother.
I'll
What are
dark
you willing
brown.
to do? Dark brown. Okay.
Tomorrow?
No, after New Year's.
Oh,
Jesus.
What?
Dude, you're losing like 2 weeks of
He
December
doesn't
there.
even want it.
There's
You don't even
important
want
stuff
this.
going on that's out of my.
Dude, you know what? Fuck him, man. He don't even want it. You don't even want it, Doug. We're over here trying to like speculate and make predictions like you do, you know? Fuck this. You don't even want it, Bucky. Fuck your prediction,
Hey, dude,
Bucky.
I predicted you'll kill a 200
Yeah,
inch deer.
yeah, and you were right. But you know what? You don't want to listen to anybody else's prediction. Yeah, you don't want to hear us out when it comes to you. How selfish. Looks like it's working out for you, dickhead. We're trying to help you, Doug.
I'm so confused.
We're trying to help you. We're all frustrated. We're having an intervention here. It's not
Tough
your
love, huh?
Hey, listen, you know, you can be frustrated. We're frustrated, okay?
I done been frustrated.
Eric, back me up. Tell them how frustrated we are.
We're frustrated, Doug. God damn it.
Thanks,
Get
Eric.
your shit together.
Eric. I mean, calm.
You get a girlfriend, and all of a sudden
Eric's gotta
Doug
come
can't
some
go
guns hot
hunting.
right now.
Well, I'm just saying, we need you to kill a fucking deer.
Yeah, there was an empty spot on the wall, Doug, and we're pissed about
I'm
it.
not even.
Look at-
I'm not even in the
look
big time
at-
catalog.
Hey,
Yeah. You know why? Because you're not taking this seriously.
I even paid Joe $10 to Photoshop me on someone
Yeah,
else's
that's
deer.
not how it works. This isn't a glory hole. You just can't pay for what you want.
Well, I tried.
Yeah, Doug, listen, we want real success, and we believe in you, okay?
All right.
This is brotherly motivation. You can do this. Season's not over.
I'm getting amped up.
If you don't, you can kiss Scotty's public land ass over here, okay?
Yeah. Fuck you.
Hey, you don't got to be mean about it.
Yeah.
We're trying to motivate him, not degrade him.
God damn, Scotty.
Scotty took that too far. Just apologize a little bit. No, don't flip him off.
Jesus.
Get your boy.
Hey, listen, I'm sorry about that. I didn't expect him to flip you off and do all that whole thing.
That little Tourette's over there.
Yeah, it's like, the fuck, this guy's unleashed.
Hurt my
Was he
feelings.
Matt Ranella over here all of a sudden?
Hurt my feelings
It's
over
like-
You ain't unhinged, bud.
Yeah, okay. Hey, I'm sorry. I didn't mean for that to happen. Listen, we're just trying to motivate you. That's all. That's all I wanted from this was just.
there. I was motivated till I was attacked.
Okay.
Yeah, but I think we all got a lot out of this. Right?
I hope we did. I hope the
It's a good
listeners
way to
did too.
summarize this up. Is just giving Doug a good.
Whatever they just threw at me. If you haven't killed a deer yet and you're still trying,
Apply that to you.
Put you in my position.
I'm sorry about all that. We didn't.
Just for Men's Dark Brown's stock's about to go up.
Oh, hey.
They're going to call us.
Everyone's gonna join me. That hasn't killed deer yet.
I feel Joe and Daryl, was that a fair way to kind of wrap this episode up? Just give Doug a real hard, inappropriate pep talk.
Or a good way to get Doug to quit.
Quit.
I think it worked.
You know, Joe didn't say a single thing to hype me up.
I can't really say anything because I didn't end up shaving either.
But hold on. Joe.
Interesting.
Joe, interesting.
And that's a big deer.
Hey, wild card. Hold on. Texas?
What about it? Why are you going to Texas? You haven't killed a deer here.
What?
He wants a gimme.
You heard him. Hey,
The season will be over.
when does the
Like we're going to Texas, but you haven't killed a deer here.
End the season till we can't hunt no more.
What if I was waiting until Texas?
No, because the bet Well, you can.
Yeah.
You can kill one there.
Yeah,
but it won't count towards the bet.
I don't care. I don't care about the bet anymore.
The thing is, you don't have a buck tag in Texas.
You can shoot doe in Texas.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Trophy doe.
That's
Trophy
a good
doe.
point.
Sorry to excite you, just to let you down. But
Can't wait for the slow-mo video of that.
Here comes Scott. Here comes Scotty again.
just the sad looks of slow motion. All the deer you can't kill.
Just him, just.
In the arms. Just playing sad music.
Yeah.
For $5 a day.
You can help Doug team up with Chris Brackett,
Kill
and manage your neighbor's land. Only tell him to fuck off when he can't track his deer.
Pay my poaching fees.
Yeah. Listen, I'm not a douche like I fucking planted myself to be for the last 20 years.
I'm actually a really good
But
guy.
I'm going to start a podcast where I do nothing but talk and eventually reiterate myself as a douche.
Whoops.
Oops.
backfire.
You can use code WCB. I'm a douche.com. Sorry, Doug. Listen, we didn't mean to take that out on you. That's not your fault.
Well,
We all have rough
it felt
seasons.
like, you guys were just coming at me guns hot.
Yeah, we kind of did. I'm sorry about that.
Are you?
It's good to see you, Doug. I'm
I'm
glad you're
going
here.
to take the good points from that and try killing a deer.
There's a lot you could take from that. I just want to say, Joe and Daryl, thanks and sorry for what you just had to go through.
No, I think he deserved it. I mean, I called him last night to find out how the hunt was going. He said he was busy buying stamps, so I really don't have any sympathy for him anymore.
Oh.
People run out of stamps. It's a thing. You just have unlimited
Hold on.
stamps, all right?
That explains a lot.
The post office closes at 4, which is criminal.
Who buys stamps?
Yeah. What are you buying stamps for?
Joe just backed the truck right over you.
Joe's like, yeah, we're going to help him, but let's murder his ass in cold blood.
Joe, that was the lowest blow you could do right there.
He
Where are
ran
you
over
buying-
you, then
A lot of excuses out there.
Doug
that he
don't
was
even
buying
text. He just writes
Not half and
letters
half.
to everybody.
More personal.
Have you been hanging out with Steve like an extra amount than normal?
No, just the one time he was here.
Okay, just checking. That's all. Just checking. Hey, I wasn't trying
And that
to.
depressed me enough.
Just asking questions here, pal.
Hey, listen, you're getting a little defensive over general questions, and that's becoming
Simple
kind of
answer.
suspect.
Simple question.
The stamps thing is pretty revealing.
We can't even hunt in Iowa right now.
Okay, yeah, whatever you want to say, whatever you want to tell the people.
It's going to make you angry.
Why didn't you cross the pond weeks ago?
I don't know. It's a great question.
Yeah, it's a good answer. All right, thanks, Joe and Daryl. You guys are the best. We love
Thanks for
big
coming.
time. You guys have been great partners. We appreciate it, and we love to call you guys friends and the knowledge you bring. And even though we fuck around, we're sorry, but I know that's you guys see value in it some way and somehow. But we're glad to have you guys aboard the WCB family. And I know WCB listeners generally appreciate you guys and your honesty and your transparency and what you bring to our platform from a very just much more knowledgeable and highly intelligent level of college educated individuals than ourselves. And God bless you guys. And we appreciate you more than you know. That's true.
When's this one dropping?
A couple weeks, Joe. Don't get too specific.
I'm just asking if it's before the end of the year.
Be
I know
real
where you're
close. Be
going.
real close.
Because we do have the extra discount going on as appreciation to listeners.
It might be a touch after at this point, but I'll try and get it before.
Well,
So
cut that part out then. Never
if it's
mind.
before 2025, code WCB 2024 save you 30%. If it's after, code WCB 2025 saves you 20% on
There
your
you go.
order. Still great savings. Frost seeding is super ultra relevant right now. Think about it if you haven't before. I hope this made you consider it. Hope you had a laugh or two. That's really honestly the big goal with WCB is get a laugh from our listeners, or just even if you don't audibly laugh, you kind of like, God, I'm glad I'm smarter than these guys. And that's
It makes you feel good about themselves.
honestly the goal for me personally. I don't give a fuck. You want to learn how to hunt scrapes? All right, let's get into it. Right now, we're going to do a 25-minute section on how you hunt a fucking scraped
You
up.
got to frost seed your scrape.
Yeah. Put clover in the scrapes. They'll eat, piss, and shit all in the same spot. And you need to be there October 21st. And if you're not doing it. And you can shoot them in the liver. There you go. So there we go. We just
Fuck
covered
yeah.
every other podcast in the space. Chris, good to see you, brother. We got some podcasts to do, probably with your boy in here, and get him in here and talk about his first big giant fucking deer he killed. You spoiled him.
Yeah, he'd love that for sure.
We'll do that. We'll do that coming in the
be
spring,
good.
summer, and get him in here and just let him have a heyday. So, Bucky, good to see you as always, brother. You're the man.
You got this, Bucky. Good luck.
I need it. And hey, for all the the working class guys like us or the younger guys, it's fun to see like the younger guys like in the aisle at Fleet Farm or whatever. You know, you got to start somewhere.
That's right.
You know, you don't have to have a skid steer with a tiller on it and all this other shit. You know, frost seed or like I said, that buck brunch. I grew a freaking turnip on a rock. I mean, if you can do that, I'm pretty sure that you can do. I mean, the rock was cupped, but come on, come on. I mean, it's almost. It's like it literally grew in a rock.
Yeah,
there's a lot of shit you can do with a weed eater and a backpack
try it.
spray.
Hey,
I mean,
you can rent a lot of shit from Ace Hardware.
Yeah, I mean,
And it's
but
not that
try
much
it.
money.
You know what? You're one step closer to having that deer that it stops for just that 30 seconds. Because the next 30 seconds, something could happen.
That's right.
You know, no matter what.
Makes a difference, man. We know seconds and inches make a difference in bow hunting, and that's what matters. Austin, good to see you, brother.
Inches on that deer?
On Doug, a couple more inches on Doug.
No, on Joe's deer.
I'll take a couple inches.
We talk about Joe's deer. We didn't talk about Joe's deer at all.
Yeah,
Hold up your deer, Joe.
It was a good deer.
Mega.
That was a good deer.
Split
That was a
two,
great deer.
split threes. It's the deer.
Damn.
He's sexy.
It was pretty exciting. I mean, that was.
So we got so into big time. We didn't talk about your deer.
You know, we talked about big time.
Well, what a great deer. I mean, got to measure it tonight. 166.
Yeah.
Gross.
Giant.
I mean,
split.
Great deer.
He was special. He was kind of a backup buck that I didn't even know was there. And the situation I killed him in, he ended up being in Foundation Clover. And we did not run any cameras out there.
Got your ass.
It was
Sorry.
Foundation got your ass. No, I mean we actually on this property that we were on, perfect situation between hardwoods and a winter wheat field. It's only 80 acres, and it's set up for rifle hunting in Indiana, but it kind of hunts like Kansas. It's old mine ground, and when it's Jackson's property, my boss. And when he went into a program with the state, you have to have the fire breaks, and clover is their preferred planting. So we actually sent the seed tag in for Foundation, said, is this acceptable? You know, they're always saying red clover, here's what you can plant. You can actually go in on those programs and say, hey, this is the seed I'd like to plant. Is this acceptable? Oh. And they approved big time for that program for Foundation clover. So we didn't have any food plots on that property. But essentially, the fire breaks became the food plots.
Right.
So they're coming out of the hardwoods on the way to the winter wheat, but I was getting him to stop and kind of graze through there.
The seconds difference.
Yeah, and I mean, I shot him with a gun because I'm fine with putting the bow down and using the gun.
Hey, listen,
in Indiana.
you can kill whatever you want.
Hey,
Whatever
I don't
you
mind.
want off big time. Yeah.
Do your thing.
I had 3 encounters with him. I was only hunting the evenings, and he was coming out the same spot every time, going to that winter wheat. Opening day of gun, essentially, I'm thinking he's going to be coming from the fields to the hardwoods. I got your ass.
Got your ass.
Ended up shooting him at 41 yards. Fully expecting to shoot him at 200, and he's at 41.
That's how it works.
But it was cool that he dropped right there in the Foundation. You were actually my first FaceTime to be like, got his ass.
I was
dead.
I think I was laying in bed with the kids at that point, and I like FaceTime. I'm like, anytime I get a FaceTime, I'm suspect to like some sort of deer call, especially during deer season. Obviously, I'm like, what's up, Joe? Oh, shit. And he pulls it up. I'm like, that's a hammer, dude.
Yeah, the character on him with the splits on the 2s and 3s.
Splits are badass.
You don't beat double split 3s is insane. And that deer's got, I don't know what his 4s are, 7, 8 inches or more. 9 inches is crazy.
7 and 6.
Yeah. Yeah. That's insane. Anytime you get a deer with 4s like that, it's crazy. Beams for days. It's a hammer, dude.
Hammer.
Indiana's been showing up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean,
what's that about?
It was wild because the home farm, essentially we set out to kill Sugar Daddy. That was the name of the buck last January. I mean, we redid all the plots, frost-seeded the foundation. It looked amazing. He disappeared early October. I thought he was dead. And talked to Jackson. I'm like, man, I'm going to switch it up. I know we're set up for rifle out here, but I'm going to go hunt the prairie. And we had 2 grizzlies out there. I mean, it was a long shot. I just wanted to see deer because we lost all of our water because of the drought, had a lot of pressure from the neighbors. Mm-hmm. It is what it is. And just wanted to change it up and see deer, and then ended up seeing him and put a plan together on him.
Hey,
it worked out.
I love the deer. Congrats. I meant to do this at the beginning. I wanted to give you guys Kill Bottle whiskey bottles for your partnership, and then congratulations on the deer. Camp Euro. And
we didn't even talk about Daryl's deer.
I know. We tried.
Yeah.
In other episodes, but I didn't want to forget. We've been doing a bad job at remembering this because we get tied up in having good times with our buddies. So I want to give you guys, this is, I don't even know what bottles, 3 and 5 randomly grabbed. They're the top 30 bottles of the first batch of Kill Bottle.
Awesome.
And we wanted to gift you guys each, Joe and Daryl, a bottle. And so Kill Bottle whiskey.
What number would you like?
I'm going to take 5 because it's my 5th year with Big Tine.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah. Hey, it was meant to be.
You get 3.
And I'll take 3 because that's my mentality in life.
Dale Earnhardt.
3 inches?
Yes.
Okay. Dale Earnhardt. Okay. But so, yeah, that's, I meant to do that at the beginning and then fucking forgot. And I'm like, oh, kills. We're talking about kills. I got to get some whiskey. So, hope you enjoy that. I know you guys had some in Camp Euro in Missouri.
Oh, it's phenomenal, man.
But it's great whiskey, man.
It is good, isn't it?
It's great. And we're idiots. We've been saying Ledger Rock, but it's Ledge Rock, but there just looks like you double the R. And then we've been doing that. And just, we told Bryce that from Ledge Rock, and he's like, I'm so used to it, dude.
No one said we were smart.
People say it how you want to say it, but so we did it as a test run. We were unsure how it would do and the reception of it. And it's doing well enough that we're going to keep it as a regular line of whiskey with Ledge Rock Distillery in Fond du Lac. So,
awesome.
Wisconsin-based, grown by farmers and hunters, planted, grown, harvested, distilled by farmers, and the same farmers are hunters. So it's his.
Yeah, listen to that podcast. I mean, it really resonated with me because we have that same mentality on the supplemental feed side. So that's awesome, man.
Mm-hmm. It's as deer hunter of a whiskey as you can fucking get, and we're not dancing around the harvest or the mystique of the deer. We want them dead in the truck so we can drink a whiskey with them. With all due respect to the animal, but we're having a good time. We're celebrating with that bottle. So that's the idea behind it. So Kill Bottle whiskey. Link is in the episode description of this. So if you guys are interested in grabbing a bottle, it's available. But hope you guys enjoy it. You can drink it all whether you kill or not. Just let us know how you like it. But
yeah, I mean,
how are we gonna get it down to Texas?
Take on and play with it.
Oh, we can check it.
Oh,
yeah,
we'll be fine.
I think I don't know how much
we're gonna need it.
One bottle per guy. You guys will be
setting
good.
3.
We'll be just fine.
Take enough for Doug to trade out for a buck tag.
Yeah. Hey, Mike.
How much do you want?
I can't wait for him to meet Luna.
Oh, that's going to be good.
Georgia Kate's going to chew you up and spit you out, motherfucker. I can't wait, dude.
She's going to call you a bitch within 5 minutes.
Why?
Because you're a bitch.
Just the way you look.
Cold-blooded unity.
Call you a bitch?
Probably behind my back.
But you talking my face.
Yeah. She calls me a bitch behind my back. She calls you a bitch to your face.
What's she gonna call Jordan?
She'll probably fold Jordan in half and kick his ass. Georgia Kate is the baddest, in a good way, female hunter I've ever met.
Absolutely. Yeah, she's just cold-blooded.
I'm the number one advocate for a Georgia Kate podcast.
Have you seen the deer she's killed this year?
Dude, I can't look at what she does because it makes me feel bad. She's badass. Badass.
We'll get into that in a couple weeks.
Yeah, there'll be a podcast with the McFerrins and Georgia Kate especially. But I'm telling you, I told Bonnie, I'm like, you're sitting on a national treasure. You need to get an unhinged, unfiltered Georgia Kate hosted podcast. And I'll produce it. Like I believe in it that much. It'll be that good. But we just got to get them there. That's all. Just got to get them there. You'll find out real quick.
All right.
You have no idea what you're in.
Hey,
I'll find out.
Be scared.
Okay.
All right, it's time. It's time to go.
All right.
You sure we shouldn't razz Doug anymore?
Thanks, Scotty. Scotty
So aggressive with it.
Flipped him off for everybody in Autoland. All right. Thanks, everyone, for listening. It's episode 695 with Big Time. We appreciate your support. Thanks for using the code WCB 2024 or WCB 2025.
Coming up.
In the time. Yeah, coming up or is active. You know what to do. Go shoot your bow. We love you. Peace.